How long you done?
6 months.
I done 2. Just been transferred from Star. Nearly got lumbered tonight.
How do you mean?
Tried to stick me in a cell with an old paraffin. Wasn't having that. I pulled the governor.
Mrs. Boswell?
Is that her name?
But how?
She happened to be around. What's she like?
Mrs. Boswell? All right. Quite nice, actually. Well, you can talk to her, you know.
A screw's a screw, and that includes governors.
They're not all the same.
No. I'd say your pictures were pretty good.
Thank you.
You on the art class?
Yes.
Any good?
I like it. There's a very good teacher comes in.
Bloke?
Yeah.
Good looking?
Very.
Oh, well, I'll have to see if I can get on that.
I see you're married.
That's right, love. Another prison.
I want a drink, Dad.
Go to sleep, Dean. Oh, no, you don't start watching that thing. Now, listen, you're going to have 2 jelly tots and you're going to go straight to bed. You understand me? One, 2. Oh, God, your sister's sorry. Come on, get into bed. Be quiet. Get into bed.
But how on earth does he cope?
Same way women have to cope when their old man's locked away.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I mean, a man, 2 small children, it's not the same, is it?
And it?
Come on, Brogan, up you get.
Okay.
Be outside the centre office with the rest of the receptions when we unlock for labour.
What's the grub like here?
I believe the official term is adequate.
Sure I can't fry you something?
No, thank you, darling.
Do you know, last night someone was saying that it costs more a week to feed a prison guard dog than a prisoner.
Don't you like the porridge either?
Well, it's one way of keeping slim, isn't it?
Does it bother you then, the food?
Get used to it.
I don't. Still, I suppose when you think 2/3 of the world is practically starving, we eat quite well under the circumstances.
Well, that isn't why it doesn't bother me, love.
Come on, Kim. Come on. Oh, come on, take some of this. There you go.
Tony Woods and the Restless Woman there. And
Get on with
ladies,
yours.
Tony
Not
does the
telling
number.
you
Let me
again.
tell you, you'll be restless too.
Come on.
Warming up on the turntable right now. Pink Sable and Bad Manners.
Will you get on with yours?
My son made the point.
Meaning no disrespect, of course, Governor, but students do tend to overlook practical economics.
Nevertheless, it does cost more a week to feed the dogs. Millie Jones is back in again. 14 days.
Yes, I was looking at the reception list when I came in.
What are we to do with the Millie Joneses, Mr. Radley?
House them, feed them. Well, there is little else we can do once they've reached that stage.
I was wondering if we shouldn't start an Alcoholics Anonymous group.
Well, it's a bit late for our Millie.
I was thinking more of the women here with a drink problem who might benefit from that organisation.
Yeah. We had one at the Ville. Most male prisons do. Of course, most of the men went on it for the free cigarettes that the visitors handed round, but I know of 1 or 2 it certainly helped. Would you like me to have a word with Dr. Mays?
If you would.
Right. Of course, there is the question of who we get to run it.
Well, we could discuss it with the assistant governors, and perhaps Miss Clark might lend a hand.
Well, I think that's all.
Yes, I think so. Are you on the reception board this morning?
Yes.
I spoke to a few of them last night on my rounds. There's a Jane Brogan. See what you think of her.
Sorry about last night, dearie. Haven't got a ciggy on you, have you?
Why don't you?
Jane Brogan!
Morning, Mary. Look, leave that. You can finish it later. Well, how are you today? Mary, how can I help you if you won't speak to me?
Morning, Doctor.
Governor? Morning. Morning, Miss Armitage. Early round.
The deputy's doing receptions and applications today.
This young girl, Mary Harris, sister's just been telling me.
Yes, Now, she seems to be suffering from shock or some kind of deep depression, but it's difficult to tell as she won't talk at all.
Do you think she'll talk to me?
I doubt it. I don't suppose you've had a chance to look at her record.
Not yet. All I know is she's 16, a borstal absconder with no criminal record.
But then what's she doing in here? The usual. Nobody knows what to do with her. Oh, God, it makes me so angry. What's being done to that girl? She's just a child by our enlightened society, by responsible people, so-called.
You said she was a persistent absconder, Doctor.
That's right, Mrs. Armitage. Remand homes, approved schools, now Borstal, the lot.
I don't see how you can blame society for that.
Don't you? Well, it may interest you to know that I have read her record and I cannot find one tangible criminal offence that she has committed.
What, really, Doctor, she must have. Or she'd not have been sent to Borstal.
No. It's the usual appalling story of rejection and totally insensitive solutions to a situation that's been created... that has been created by people who I suppose we would call our colleagues.
I'm quite sure wherever she's been, the prison staff have done their best to
Well,
look
I'm
after
sure
her.
they have, Mrs. Armitage, but you know what the doctor means, and so do I. I'll try and find out more details. In the meantime, Doctor, I would appreciate your more professional opinion on the subject.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry. Sorry, Miss Armitage. Well, briefly, she comes from an extremely deprived background. Her mother's a slut, father's a drunk. She was taken into care by the local authorities. She was difficult, unruly, not unnaturally. And after that, the pattern goes on repeating itself. One authority passes her on to the next, institution after institution. She absconds from most. She doesn't really break the law during her brief periods of freedom. Sleeps rough. She's abused by men from the age of 12. And now she ends up in here. Why?
I see. I must agree with Dr. Mays. It does seem an instance of the authorities not knowing what to do in cases like this. But the court sent her here. There's nothing we can do about it.
While she's here, we must see that she gets all the help that we can give her. And I think I will try and have a word with her, Doctor, if you don't mind.
Of course.